Hey guys, welcome back to Wander with Bree. I am Bree, and this is the channel where we explore all things tech and travel related. Today, we are going to be going through Google My Maps and trip planning through Google My Maps. So, if you're interested in learning a little bit more about how to plan your trip more simply, please stick around. So, although AI is mostly taking over my world and my travel planning right now, I still have a place in my heart for Google My Maps. I honestly think it is the best guide and travel backbone that you can have while planning your trip itineraries and then also while you're on the ground in the place where you want to go. I used it most recently to plan our honeymoon and wedding in Maui, Hawaii. I also used it for my trip to Croatia and to Greece. And I've also used it in several other countries around the world. And I have found it to be the most spectacular way, albeit maybe not necessarily AI based, even though we can incorporate some AI into it. I think it's personally the best way to plan a trip, schedule a trip, and share a trip, whether you're traveling solo, like I did for several years, or if you're traveling with a group. Up your Google My Maps plan, and I will walk you through how I do it so that you get a better sense of how you can do it yourself. There are four primary steps to setting up your Google My Map. Number one, figure out what kind of a trip you want. Do your research on socials, trip planner sites, talk to friends, go to the library, however it is that you find your information on where you want to go. And then number three, utilize all of the tabs. And I will show you how to do this. You can color code them, you can use emojis, you can use specific dates. And then number four, when you're done with all of that, you want to download the app to your phone so that wherever you are, if you don't have data in that place, specifically a place like Japan, you still have access to the Google Maps in the location. Okay, so how do you know what kind of a trip you want? Well, I guess the question is, what kind of a traveler are you? For me, I tend to be somewhere between like bougie, anti, and nomad. Sleep is very important to me. So wherever I go, I just need a comfortable bed, like blackout curtains, and I need to know that it's going to be quiet. I stayed at a hotel in New Orleans that was right next to a bar, and in the middle of the night at like 2:30 in the morning, I finally just moved to another hotel because I couldn't stand it anymore. Know what you need out of your travel. Are you a backpacker style? Are you a budget traveler? Are you an adventurous that wants to, stay in a tent? Or do you need to know like where the Louis Vuitton is and where the bougie shops are going to be? So know what kind of traveler you are. So again, for me, I'm a little bit in the middle. I've experienced really high-end travel, moderately high-end travel, and I've experienced, budget travel. For me, I'd like to stay somewhere in the middle. And so you're going to see that reflected in some of my choices in my travel planning as well. Number two, do your research. So, where are you looking to find things out? I like to look on AI. I have suggested on here before, and I'll link it right up here, that you use apps like Google Gemini, that you use apps like Layla or Ask Layla. That can help you have like this really nice backbone for how you want to travel. So, let me take you into that and show you really quickly. Okay, so let's go ahead and plan a trip to Maui for 2025. Plan a trip to Maui 2025 for two who like to be outdoors and like to eat. We also have a budget of, let's say, 5K and need to know which airport to fly into. I'm going to take some notes just so I can have a general idea of what I want to move over to Google My Maps. Okay. Kahului. We're going to stay in Wailea, hike to Haleakala, go whale watching, visit the road to Hana. Okay, cool. So this is providing us a 7-day trip and a really interesting outline of some things to do. So let's go ahead and take this over to Google Maps. Okay, so as you can see, I have built a handful of maps already, Maui being one of them, but I want to show you how to get it started and then I'll show you what I created. Create new map. And when you get in here, you want to start right away with titling your map. So we're going to do Maui vacation. Okay. And then you can add a description. Okay, now we are going to start adding our individual layers. So the way that I like to add layers, which I've noticed is a little bit different than some other people, I like to add transportation as one, accommodations as another. I also like to add, specific food places, maybe places where you can take good pictures, or maybe places where there's a good sunset. So I like to add individual layers for that. So let's start off with Kahului Airport. I don't know why I'm all in caps, but it's fine. Still works. Okay, so then it takes you directly to the location on the map. Then you're going to click Add to Map. And then I also like to play around with the color, and then I also like to play that goes with it. So I'll show you how to do that here. Let's make it a darker blue, and let's find the little airplane icon. Okay. And then the other thing that I like to do with Kahului Airport, I like to also say arrive, let's say 7-7. Okay. And then we can put any additional details in here, like pick up rental car from train station. And then you can save that. This will also give you any contact information that's pertinent to the airport. So website, phone number, and address. Da, da, da. Now we have it saved to the map. We are actually going to change the layer, and we are going to say transportation. Okay, so we are going to do this with every aspect of our trip. Now, for me, a lot of times what really helps me is I have general ideas of things I want to do. So maybe I saw a TikTok that said, hey, you have to go see this blowhole that's on the northwest side of the island. So I will put that on the map. And then as I add additional items and additional activities that I want to do, because I am very definitely like an experiential traveler, I travel for experiences. So then I can kind of figure out from there where I want to stay. So I normally add my accommodations last. Let me show you how to add one more layer. Aha. Okay, so now let's put in our accommodations. So let's say the Grand Wailea. I've never stayed there before, but I've heard of it. Add to map. I'm gonna change the color. Let's make it kind of this pretty red color and a little house. I'm going to say what days we are there. 7. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Now, if you decide you want to share this with anybody, you are going to come up to the top here and you are going to click on share. And then you can either give it to, let's say, any specific people that you want to send it to, or you can copy it and share it. You can also let others search and find this map on the internet if you do want to share that. So that's totally up to you. And then let's preview our map. Okay, so we only have 2 things marked at this moment. So let's go ahead and move on to my maps. Okay, so here we are. Let's go ahead and look at Maui 2024. Da, da, da. Okay, so you can see just when you're looking at the preview of this map, on the left-hand side, you can see my individual layers that I've added. So we did get married in Maui and had our honeymoon. We have listed vacation homes and where each individual was staying, the wedding locations, what time and date to be there, and then events, locations, options. So I did this one a little bit differently because I knew that there were people traveling there that had never been there before. And so this was really helpful. Every time I would say to my sister-in-law, hi, Danny, by the way, hey, every time I would say to her, oh, maybe just go to the Times Market, she'd be like, is that on the Google map? Okay, we'll find it, no worries. So that made my life so much easier as a person who had visited the island, but my family hadn't. Then Sean and I had options of what we could do down here at the bottom. And then we also had our transportation as well. This was incredibly helpful because we could actually just pull up the map on our phone. And then let's say we were on the north side of the island up here. And we were wondering, okay, well, what can we do on the north side of the island? We're right here. Oh, let's click on this guy. Oh, there's a cool trail up there. Maybe that's something we want to go to. Or, oh, you know what? There's the blowhole that I mentioned. Maybe we want to take a picture there. Maybe we want to go to the Olivine pools. It's really nice when you're kind of driving around. The other thing about the island is it doesn't have great reception. And so having this downloaded on the phone was really awesome. Here's where they stayed, here in Kanapali. And then they could look to see, are there any places where we could go eat? Are there any places that Bree and Sean recommended where we could go eat? And it looks like, yep, right up here, there's Maui Brewing Company in Kahana. Awesome. So you can actually get directions and view it in maps if you decide that you want to do that too. So I highly recommend trip planning this way, kind of playing around with it and then adding layers as you want. I have seen another creator. I want to tell you her name because I thought her video was really awesome and she plans differently than I do. Yeah, her name on YouTube is She Run the World. She's awesome. She puts together really incredible videos. Honestly, I hope that I can be like her someday. So please go give her a watch, go give her a follow. Thank you for inspiring me. I was kind of looking on YouTube to see if anybody else had done videos like this. And yeah, and I noticed that there was a little bit of a gap, that some people had done videos like this, but didn't necessarily do it like I did. So whether you are planning this trip for yourself for solo travel, or if you're planning this trip for you and a partner or you and a group of friends, this is an awesome way to keep track of everything that you want to do so that you don't, stand in the middle of Dublin like I did for a minute going, what was it that I wanted to do that was kind of close to that Molly statue? You actually can pull up your phone and look at it, which is fantastic. The fourth tip and final tip that I want to make sure to give you is please make sure that you download Google Maps onto your phone. So it's not just downloading Google Maps app, it's actually downloading your individual map that you have created. That way you have access to it if you don't have any Wi-Fi or if you don't have data. So guys, traveling solo or traveling with a group, Google My Maps is probably one of the greatest hacks I have in my toolkit. If you like trip planning, travel planning, then stick with me. I have a lot more to teach you and show you. If I missed anything today, if there's any additional hacks in Google My Maps that I missed or in Gemini that I missed, please let me know. Share it down below. We're all learning together. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's my absolute joy to be able to share and teach you these things. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. It helps other people to find this channel and it helps me to grow on my goal to 100,000 subscribers. But we'll stop along the way at 1,000 subscribers. I'm pretty excited about that. So we are up to 37 as of this week. Woo! Thank you guys again for being here. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, weekday, weekend, whatever it is that's in front of you. And I will see you guys next time. Take care till then. Bye.